Hey, what's up, Diamonds? It's your boy Doc Reid out here in these relationship streets one more again. Not gonna waste a lot of time. Gonna get into it because I'm gonna go to watch my daughter cheer, and that's what good dads do, right? I'm a cheer dad. So, without further delay, if you haven't done so, make sure you go over to my website, get my free book, The Forbidden Secrets of the Goodie Box, What Your Father Didn't Tell You and Your Mother Did Not Know. That last part is very important. What your father didn't tell you and your mother didn't know. That may explain a lot of why you've been having so much trouble in your relationship. So I want to make a down payment on that information as you move forward. So christopherreed.org, download the PDF or the Kindle version. Okay, my mind is ahead of my mouth. All right. So, also, this past Friday, had a great interview in the Diamond Mine, my closed Facebook group. If you missed that, you missed a good one. We call them Doe and Mikey, Rita and Michael. They did an interview. I interviewed them, and basically, it was just so amazing when you see two, individuals, so much in love. And we talk about when you see the little boy and the little girl come out. Basically, that happens when you know you're in a safe place. Okay, and to see this, and they've only been dating since July. Is phenomenal. Okay. Also, a lot of women are benefiting from being a part of the coaching, being a part of the different groups and whatnot that I have. So I just want to share this little clip with you just so you can see some of the amazing things that are happening. So check it out.
So, I just wanted to come to you all today just to give you my testimony for Doc's coaching and the Facebook group. So, I worked with Doc one on one in a coaching capacity, and I can definitely say that it was a great experience. I learned a lot, I got a lot of good resources. It helped me really understand dating. I think for a while I had been approaching it wrong and getting the same result over and over again, not knowing what to do. And so he definitely gives you the male perspective. So you better understand what to do as a woman, some of I guess maybe traps we fall into as we do this. We have the same patterns that we constantly do, and so he's able to break that. Part of the coaching too is really about you and discovering who you are, being well, being whole, being healed, because before you can move into a relationship with another person, you have to love yourself. You have to know who you are, and you have to accept who you are. And so that's actually the first part of the coaching. Even before you get into the dating aspect, he wants to know about you and how you became who you are. And through that, he works a personalized program specifically for you. And so I think it was a really good experience, and I definitely learned a lot. I can definitely say through the process, I actually ended up meeting someone, and we call them what we call unicorns. These are men that we don't think exist, but this one did. And I was a little bit fearful at first because I'm used to men not following through, saying one thing and doing another. And so I came to this process as the typical, I would say, guarded woman. I didn't let anyone in because, in my mind, if I let you in, you're going to hurt me eventually. So I do it. But through this coaching process, I learned to work on that. So even through meeting my unicorn, there was some fear there. And so Doc helped me with that, with what he calls some Socratic questions, like things to really ask yourself before you jump off the deep end and think this person's going to be like everyone from the past. And so I had to work through it. I had to really, it was like a daily thing every day. If he doesn't call at a certain time, what does that mean? If he doesn't text me right back, what does that mean? Instead of me creating my own story, I just had to really talk myself off the ledge, per se, and just go with the flow and just enjoy the journey. And so that is what I learned to do through this process. At some points, I did want to run away. I was like, because I'm waiting for the proverbial shoe to drop, right? Something's going to happen, or this is not going to work out well for me, because that's what I'm used to. But I can truly say that that hasn't happened. And so it still takes conscious effort though to work through those. It's because it's a mind thing. Because you've been this way for so long, it's hard to think of you outside of that. And so I've really been working through it through some of the resources that he provided, different readings, different activities that he had me do. And so that still stays with me. So I would definitely recommend him for his services because it really helped me through my journey. In addition to the coaching, there's also a Facebook page, which is for, it's much cheaper than the other option, but it's good because it gives you the opportunity to share your experience and also hear other women's experience. And you realize that we have so much in common that you never even thought about. Like there is somebody out there that shares your story. Your story is in the group. You might not believe it or not, but someone can relate to you, and whatever you say can impact someone in a positive way. So the Facebook page has a lot of videos. People post different things every day. And actually there are interviews with men to get their perspective, different men, and talking about their pains, hurts, challenges, and also interviews with women in the group. So I would definitely recommend it. I think it's awesome. I think it'll give you just another perspective on things that you really didn't look at and will free you up to for more opportunity. So just my 2 cents, my perspective, but I say go for it.
All right, listen, so without further delay, we are going to get into it today. Can't wait. All right, back on this theme of narcissists. Whoo. Okay, so this idea of triangulation, I'll say that fast 3 times, is a pretty sick tool that the narcissists use. I'm telling you, those narcissists, they some sneaky sons of guns, boy. So listen, one of the things that they use this triangulating technique for is to make it look like they are in high demand. Okay, so if you've ever been the victim of this, you know how powerful it is. I mean, it will have your head messed up. I mean, the narcissist has a lot of tools that they've used throughout the years to help them lure in their victims and keep you, in that mind screwed stage for as long as they want you there until they discard you and they move on. So triangulating is definitely one of the ways that they do this. So what it does is it makes them appear like they are in high demand, and you continue to stay obsessed over this love triangle that you find yourself in automatically. Like, how did I get in this position? So he'll use anybody, doesn't matter. I look a little shiny on camera. Look at that. I've been working out, and you're looking at the after effects. Got to keep my tempo together. So the narcissists will use anybody. So they'll use their friends, they'll use their family. More popular selection is they'll use their ex. Anybody that they can use to kind of pit you against them. Ted said that, shoot, I ought to do it because, I mean, I ain't getting no younger. Whatever the opposing viewpoint that you may have, they'll use that person. Okay. What they love to do is they love to create this adversarial atmosphere, because it puts them in the middle. So you got this real competitive thing going on where they're the only ones that come out on top. So they want you to be in a situation where you're competing for them. I mean, and it's sick. Okay, let's just start there. But if you look at it, they are masterful at it. Like, they know, because first of all, narcissists, they target in on givers. Okay, so they know that they're not going for anybody that's going to refute. They're not going after somebody with a very strong personality. They're going after someone that they can easily mold and shape into this passive, easily controlled individual that they can exploit and take advantage of and basically get what they want. All right, because that's all it boils down to. Narcissist just wants to get their needs met. All right, so they have these 2 different entities competing for them. So what they'll do is they'll start flaunting the other person around you. Like, when I say around you, they'll bring them up in conversations. And what happens is, slowly but surely, a position that you previously felt secure in, you felt safe in, now you start to feel very uneasy in. Quite court, apparently Kelly didn't feel that way though, so I was talking to her and she seemed to think that, I really didn't do anything wrong. Kelly? Who is Kelly? Like, who is this person? So now they start dropping little seeds. It gets you all unnerved. Now that peace, that good land that you was in, now all of a sudden you realize that it ain't such a good land. So it's in direct contrast to the love bombing that you might have experienced in the very beginning. So y'all know that if you're getting love bombed, they're doing everything. Like somebody said, bombs over Baghdad. I mean, it's just coming, boom, boom, boom. I mean, gifts, money, time, everything. You just getting. I mean, so you can't help but feel like you're the only person in their world. You can't help but feel special. You can't help but feel like the one. Okay, now that somebody else is being introduced into the equation, it's very confusing to you because now you're seeing them begin to get some of that special attention that you were used to. And you're like, wait a minute. So if you think about it from a psychological standpoint, whenever you possess something that you felt was secure and you had, now it's been ripped away from you, it immediately creates a longing or a strong desire to want to have that thing back. It's not even necessarily the thing that you're trying to get back, it's the feeling of having that thing. So and that feeling is what allows them to pimp you, okay, and allows them to manipulate you because they know that you're not feeling in control. So now you feel like they're sleeping with the enemy. Not necessarily literally. I mean, for some they could, but what I mean by that is who was possibly a previous foe. It could have been an ex. For example, it could have been the person that they were seeing before they saw you, and you might have been the new Mark when they were with that person. So what that means is they were telling you, man, she just don't understand me. I mean, it's like everything I do is wrong. I mean, if I have ideas, but she's constantly telling me why they won't work. And, it's just like, and so now you start to, oh, we got you now. We pulling you in. You're a giver. Don't forget that you're a giver. So now you see an opportunity. Oh, no. I think you have great ideas. I think your ideas are amazing. I don't understand why she wouldn't. She's just so condescending and she's just so mean and she's just, and so now as you begin to comfort, him and you become that special person, now that we moved on and you're with him, now he reverts back to her like she's the confidant. Wait a minute. I thought she was the one that was never supporting you, the one that was talking down to you. It was going. I mean, it's the most confusing thing ever. And now, see, and he'll tell you things. He'll tell you. See, he's sneaky. He'll tell you. See, we just have a special friendship. There's just some things that happen. There's just a connection there. I don't know. There's just a connection there that I don't think you can understand. Oh, I can't understand it. What? So now you're being told that they have this special bond, basically, that you don't have the capacity to understand because maybe you're a mutant or something. But at some point you seem like you could understand it, right? So what he does is he's seeking outside sympathy. Okay. And this is very confusing because this was previously your role. You were the one. He claimed that you provided some magical healing for him. He claimed that if it wasn't for you, he wouldn't have made it over that hump. It was your lap that he wanted to lay in and cry in. But now, okay, you find yourself on the outside looking in. Now your magical powers that you had, that you seem to possess, that he claimed that you had, they don't work anymore. You're a superhero whose suit don't work anymore. Okay, the cape is broken. Maybe you have a rip in your cape, a rip in your tights. I don't know, but it has somehow sucked all the powers out of your healing ability, according to them. So that leaves you in a very powerless state. And the main thing that you yearn for is yesterday. I yearn for what we had. I yearn for the beautiful relationship and the way we used to share, at least what you thought you had. See, all along for the narcissist, it was a game, it was an act, it was never real, it was never genuine. Now, one of the most useful tools to the narcissist is social media. I mean, hands down. Like when social media came along, the narcissist was like, this is a gift from the gods. Like, oh my God, we can use this in so many ways. So how does this happen? So he'll go out there and be like an ex-girlfriend or something like that. And he'll put likes. He'll start putting likes on just random, photos. And he knows that you're watching this. Now, here's the thing. It's not that he'll put likes on their photos. He won't say nothing about your photos. Okay? You see how that works? So he's choosing them and ignoring you. Now, he's not saying anything. Okay, there's no verbal interaction, and it's almost a feeling like if you say something because it's a social media, like it's like juvenile, it's trivial. It's Facebook. It's like, you know what I mean. Kids be using this. You tripping over some likes, like a photo with his ex. He might upload a photo, as if it's no big deal. It was just something. It's a time he was just hanging out or whatever, and if you bring it up, like I said, you're tripping. So statuses, old songs, videos with the ex. And it's like everything he does has like this hidden message. Okay. It's like this strategic plan that he's laying out. All right. And what he's really doing, a lot of it, he's luring in his next victim. Yeah. Okay. So you can see them as they're trying to, because why else give this person any attention? All right. But at the same time, it's making you feel ostracized. It's making you feel dejected and rejected. All right. And creating these feelings of abandonment. Okay. Which are toxic to you. And you want to do anything that you possibly can to get rid of these emotions. So you're trying to get back, like I said, to what you felt like what you thought y'all had in this relationship. He'll say things like, or you'll see like they have like this inside joke thing going on. And what happens is that person starts to feel special. So, and like I said, if you confront him in any way about this, he's going to try to make it seem like you're crazy. Like you tripping over some likes. I mean, they're likes. I didn't give her money or anything like that. Like, I mean, come on, seriously. I mean, are you really that insecure that you really need to check yourself. But you feel like you are losing your mind. You literally feel like you're going crazy, because that's when the anxiety starts to set in. That's when the jealousy starts to set in. You start to feel like you have no control whatsoever. And what he does, he is trying to provoke the confrontation. He wants you to confront him on these issues so that he can make you feel like, what? So He's doing things to trigger this, but at the same time, when you do confront him, he's making you feel like you're stupid. Yeah, and that's a part of the game, right? So he will also go and find someone who is the total opposite of you. And the logic behind that is he wants to treat you because you felt like there was something inherently special about you based off what he shared that made this work. So he'll go off and find somebody that's totally different from you to let you know what, there's nothing special about you. You don't possess anything special that I need. You know what I mean? So when you see like who they seem to be, sizing up now, totally opposite of you. And then it causes you to devalue what you felt like you brought to the relationship and to the conversation. In terms of abandonment, they'll feel like, and this is the last stage that they take you. Well, I'm gonna say the last stage, but next to the last stage where they will abandon you. Okay, and when they abandon you, they'll say things like, my friends, they understand, they agree, because you got to realize the story that they're telling their friends is how horrible you are. You no longer understand them. You don't get them. There's something missing. The things that you used to do, you don't do anymore. That's the narrative that they're getting. And so their friends will be like, yeah, I get it, but see, he's already groomed somebody else for your spot. And which is the next target. Now, there are a couple key roles to this whole thing, key players. I'll say it like this: if let's think about Cinderella. Now you have become the stepchild. All right, you are Cinderella in this equation. Meaning, see, when Cinderella first came on the scene, it was her and her dad, and they meet the wicked stepmom and her little devilish daughters. Okay, the wicked stepmom, she's not gonna act like she's like horrible. I'm gonna torture your daughter and burn her hair, to the dad. Oh no, she's all nice and all this. See, that's what you was getting when you was getting love bombed. Okay, but now that honeymoon period is over, you have become Cinderella in this equation. And so it's their job to torture you. It's their job to make you feel like you're not good enough. It's their job to make you feel like no matter what you do, it's never going to be what they need from you. But it used to be, but it's not anymore. Now, the new chosen one, okay, this is the person, like, the stepsisters, right? They get everything. All right. They're wonderful. They can do far less, but they're far greater, apparently. They receive the praise now. Because Cindy, she just gets me. Deborah, she just understands what I'm doing. We got this thing. She says that she doesn't see a problem with me doing it. In fact, she says that she doesn't understand why you don't agree. So now she's getting everything. So you see how we're pitting them, y'all against each other, and then a narc has to have their base. This is their loyal followers, okay, that they can tell, because with your base, all right, you tell them what they need to hear so that they can continue to support your crazy behavior. And so you share with them your pain, how you're not being treated right, and this could be friends, family, whatever, whoever the fan club is, whoever the cheerleaders are. So and this is the group that they have given their undying support to the narcissist. And so you can't understand, like, why don't you people see what he's doing? Why don't you understand? Why don't y'all call him out on his mess? Okay, that's because they don't see the mess. And see, that's the beauty of what the narcissist does. He's got you over here, he's got the new victim right over here, and then he's got his base over here. So he keeps everybody separated so he can control the conversation, control the narrative. He can feed to everybody exactly what he wants them to have so that he can get them to do exactly what he wants and needs them to do. All right. So after the relationship is over, he'll even taunt this new relationship in front of you on Facebook. All hugged up, all booed up. He wants you to see this. He's counting on the fact that you are watching this, okay, that you are stalking the Facebook page. And, the crazy thing about it is he expects you to celebrate his happiness. Well, I don't understand why you can't just be happy for me, okay? You and I, what we had, it's over. But at the same time, he would love it if you got down on your knees and begged, and said, please forgive me. I don't know what I did to turn you off, but I am sorry. Why can't we try to make this work? So it's as sick as he is, he will try to, he wants you to be happy, but at the same time, he wants you to show your undying love for him as well. Okay, and you can't make sense out of it because that's what a narcissist does. The narcissist needs to win. So if you have been a victim of this triangulation, maybe you didn't know that you were. Maybe you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, I have been triangulated. I've been caught up in this I know people that have been caught up in this for 7, 8 years, 9 years. I kid you not. You may think, how in the world is that possible? Somebody can be caught up in something like this. I'm trying to tell you. You're thinking about it by the normal way that relationships work. You can't think about it like that. This is a person who has a PhD in manipulation. They will have your mind so jacked up. They will have you so all over the place that they will have convinced you, and you didn't know that you could get this far gone. See, if you have never been there, then you can't relate. And God knows, I hope you never have to get there. But if you find yourself in this, years can pass because all you're trying to do, first of all, is figure out what is even going on. Where am I? How did I even get here? And now you're trying to figure out how can you get out of it. And so you're on the little hamster wheel. See, the moment you think that you're getting out of it, because then they'll start to praise you and, oh yeah, maybe we can make it. And then something to happen. And, they'll even call you from her house, her apartment, whatever. And see, the thing about it is, she fights for me. I just don't feel like you fight for me. I don't feel like you really love me. I mean, he'll say this, like this whole creating this competition thing. I'm trying to tell you. And at the end of the day, you need to get out of it. Now, I'm gonna tell you that's gonna be easier said than done because of the gravitational pull that it has on your heart. And you probably will need some help to get out of it. If you find yourself in that situation, hey, hit me up. That's what I do. I work with my clients on getting out of these type of narcissistic situations, this triangulation, because you got to get out. Because I'm trying to tell you, you can spend years in this loop. If you think you can't, you are kidding yourself. All right, because it's that control. It's that thing that you want to get back to that you thought that you had. All right. So, like I said, get at me. We can have a free 30-minute consultation. We can find out, are you indeed in this type of situation? And then, I can put you on one of my programs and, we can start to get you out of it because I don't want to see you waste all that time. All right. So, listen, I got to get out of here. Like I said, I'm a cheer dad. Okay. I'm going to go watch my little munchkin cheer her heart out and do all her backflips. And it's hot and I'm gonna bake in the sun, and it's all good though, because as you can see, I need the tan. So, all right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later, and be blessed. Peace.